All right. So welcome everybody and welcome Zander again. We are live on my YouTube channel, Sabrina D'Amato and today we are going to have another beautiful chat with Zander. But before we do that, Zander, I need to remember and to remind myself and to remember the audience to subscribe to my channel. Please help me grow in visibility. And if you really like what we are talking about, you can leave a comment and also you can connect with us. I will leave in the description of the video, I will leave our contacts so that you can reach out to Zander or to me directly. And here we are, Zander. So how are you doing today?
Good, good. I just got
Yeah.
done with my ninth physio session today. So, yeah.
Okay. And this brings us to the topic, actually, because today we are going to speak about how you are recovering from your injury and from your surgery, are we?
Yeah. So just to give the audience like a bit of a backstory, the 6th of March, I fell on a motorbike here in Bali. A dog uh, came out onto the road and it tried to avoid it, and I was driving in a electric scooter, and the center of gravity is higher because the batteries are higher than on a petrol scooter. Anyways, I fell, thought I just sprained my ankle, uh, and this was on the Friday, and then weekend goes by, and then I message my physio person in Bali, and then I go to visit her, and I walk in and she's like, "Oh, that looks really bad. You need to go get an x-ray." And so she gave me the location. So I went to the hospital. And the hospital was like about a half-hour drive. And then they get me into an x-ray and take the x-ray. And it's the fibula, which is the smaller bone just above, is broken. And they were like, "How can you walk?" They were pretty like they didn't understand how I was able to walk on that. And they're like, "You need to get surgery now. Um, are you available this afternoon or tomorrow?" And I was just like
Wow.
shocked, like what?
How could you walk, Xander? Was it
Uh,
painful?
no, it wasn't painful. That's the
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, it
But
was not painful.
is it because it's normally not painful, that kind of fracture, bone fracture, or because you are a special guy and you don't feel pain?
I to this day don't get it. The most
Okay.
painful part of the process was 12 hours after surgery. So at 6 a.m. I got surgery on the 10th of March. So it was like 6 a.m. So literally 12 hours. And they just upped my fentanyl dose. They put in a titanium plate with 6 screws to reconnect the broken part. And then yeah, it was fine. Like I still have all my pain medication. Didn't finish it. Didn't really need
Yeah.
it. And I remember you giving me a recording to help heal. I've listened to that several times, so thank you.
You're
And then
welcome.
I've been also doing a lot of mindset work on myself because like this has been, as weird as to say, actually a really kind of like a gift in a way. Like I've been able to just really pause, slow down, and really focus on clearing just the crap in my head. I haven't
Yeah, so
really
let's
taken.
let's slow that part down because actually this is really important. We all have life happen to us, okay? Actually, life doesn't happen to us, but it happens for us, as you are explaining here, because sometimes, oh, can you hear the noise?
Yeah.
I cannot answer that. I'm sorry if it's coming through, but they will have to wait. It's the doorbell. Sorry. But it's true. That's the good part of going live. I never know when somebody is going to ring my door. And it's ringing again. It doesn't matter. Today we have the door ringing. But actually, speaking about getting injured, having an accident, or luckily, luckily it was just the ankle. But when you have a broken ankle, you cannot walk. As a matter of fact, you will tell us more about how you're living these weeks. But also, I think it's very important to underline and outline that because of this accident, you have a choice. You had the choice and you took that choice to focus on you, to focus on yourself, didn't you?
Yeah. And I'll have to admit, like, it wasn't every day was like good. I think it was the ninth day. So like it was like the 19th of March. I remember it was a pretty shitty day. And I was like way too much scrolling on my phone, and I just realized I'd spent too much time doom scrolling. And I made a much more conscious effort since then to keep myself busy, uh, focus on improving my stuff, doing my mindset exercises to focus on getting rid of all the stuff. And then it was really great last week. They cleared me to start putting weight on it. So they liked what they saw on the X-ray. So like actually I got to start 2 weeks ahead of time, because when I saw the X-ray and met with the doctor, he said, yeah, 6 weeks, no weight bearing. So at 4 weeks, I guess he liked what he saw in the X-ray, and he said, okay, now you can put 5 kilograms of pressure. So yeah, and so now I've been 5 days now, going in the pool, walking. Yeah, yeah. So that's
And
super nice to
how
have that.
does this make you feel, actually, the fact that you have this superpower to be aware, to be aware that yes, you had an accident, yes, you needed surgery, but also that you have your own mind as a very useful tool.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It was last couple days, now that I'm putting weight on it, and like that I can, walk, I still am having to relearn how to do it. So it's bringing up a whole new layers of uh, feelings that I have to process, um, and just focus on myself in a different way. So because it's like challenging my identity in a way. I've always been pretty athletic and able to do whatever I want, have lots of stamina and just go for hours, to now it's like, wow, I can barely walk. So it's a bit of definitely a shot to my identity and my ego. But it's part of the whole process of,
Yeah.
going through all that crap and cleaning it out. So yeah, that I've got up in here that I would never have taken the time to do before, properly. So yeah.
That was going to be my next question, because I would ask, but what would happen if Zander would have that kind of accident before he started working on himself, on his mindset? And so you answered it already, but this happened
Yeah.
to me too, actually, because I was a former professional ballet dancer and I had to stop my career because of a terrible accident that happened to my back.
Oh,
It didn't happen to me anymore. It just happened to my
okay.
back. And that completely
Yeah.
crashed and stopped my career. And what you mentioned about identity is something that I speak very often about with people, because I lost my identity completely. And I wasn't really trained at the time. It was like 1998. I'm a bit older than you. So I was 28 I think 29 years old. And I thought I could go on with my life. In the beginning, I thought, yeah, it's okay. I stop ballet and then I do something else. But actually, when I had to face life and things kept happening in my life that I didn't really expect to happen, I mean, that was really a hard time for me because I wasn't trained. I wasn't the Sabrina I am now. I wasn't the Sabrina of
Yeah.
5 years ago or 10 years ago. I was the Sabrina of not really having all the tools to deal with
Hmm.
life, because we need to have tools. We need to
Yeah.
have strategies to be able to face life. And then we can finally say, life doesn't happen to me, it is for me.
Hmm.
It's for me to learn something, or for me to really slow down and understand that maybe I wasn't on the right direction. I
Mm.
thought I was on the right
Yeah.
direction, or maybe I just have to, um, I don't know if it's the exact English word, but maybe it is the right direction. But as you were saying, you have to slow down and then, really check on what you're doing to make it even better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so like at least I know with my recovery, it's temporary. And actually what really helped me was to look up all the different athletes that have had something similar like this, NBA players, surfers, uh basketball players, even some skiers. So yeah, it's more common to have something like this, and I'm lucky that it's only the fibula, which is the smaller one, so it's not as serious.
Mm.
Um, the tibia, which is the bigger one of the bones, is much more serious. So I guess that's why I really haven't had that much pain because, or really any at all, because it's the smaller of the bones. So I don't know why I haven't had that much pain, but I'm really happy with the progress because when I'm talking with the physios, um, they're all like, yeah, most people who have my exact injury have pain for up to a month, and that was not my experience. So I'm very lucky.
Yeah. So we can say that actually, because you are a hypnotherapist and you know the power of your subconscious mind, you knew that you had to work on focusing and on focusing your subconscious mind on very specific commands, on very specific thoughts, emotions. And I think that what we want to share here today, it's really to address people who might be going through, this kind of experience, and maybe they don't know that actually it can be a little easier, and they can recover a little faster. And it's
Yeah,
just because hypnosis can help with that, actually, whatever method, because you and I are using similar methods but not exactly the same, but still working on the subconscious level. And I think that this is really important. So what would you suggest? Because you said it's common, it's very common that mostly athletes, people who are very active, they get injured more often than others who are not training so much.
sure,
Uh,
yeah.
what would we suggest to this kind of people?
Well, I would suggest like it's imagine it in layers, like an onion, and you just take one layer off at a time,
Mm.
and it's not going to happen overnight. Um, and for me, I started with the feeling of I'm not good enough, and
Mm.
just went after that. And then I started going after the layers of trauma around the accident, and then my identity of oh, I'm not able to walk, and just any sort of negative thought, feeling, body sensation, or emotion, to just go through that, and layer by layer.
Yeah.
And that's really the way I would suggest to do it. Um, and to just be kind. And you're gonna have days where it doesn't feel so good, and then other days where you feel like you're you're doing really well. And that's just part of the process, right? Like, it's not linear. It's, two step forward and sometimes one step back, and then three step forward and a step back, and that's just
Yeah.
part of the process. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, and also do your rehab exercises. That's critical. My physio, she said most of her patients don't do their exercises, which
Mm.
I was shocked. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Kind of digressing. But yeah, anyways,
But it's also, it's not a diversion actually, because when actually, if people have an accident and then they need rehab, and they don't want to do the exercises, and they at one point have this awakening and they want to work with hypnosis, we can even help them in becoming more motivated with their being
true.
consistent. Because if you want to recover, of course, you need to do some rehab. Otherwise, the body needs more time. It's the rehab is
Yeah,
part of the healing process when you have a
absolutely.
physical accident. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and especially because, like, it's amazing. Like, I didn't put any weight on my right leg for a month, and the amount of muscle atrophy in 1 month is just like
Yeah.
mind blowing. Like, we think of a month as, yeah, it's like a long time, but not really. And it's just like incredible how much weaker my my right leg is compared to my left right now. And I know I can get it back. I know it's temporary, but still, it's just like, wow, that's so fast
Yeah.
how and so if you don't have the uh desire to do the rehab, yeah, you just make it worse. Um, and yeah, I guess it does come back to the whole mindset thing. If you're not locked in, however you want to say that, yeah, it makes the recovery much more challenging for sure.
Yes. And then, it's just, I think, also um, a question of how much you are looking after yourself.
Yeah,
It's if you want to really look after yourself and you have had an accident, because it can happen, then you really want to take into consideration all the aspects of the process to recovery and go back to what you were able to do. So
yeah,
I liked the idea of the layers. This is very beautiful. And by doing so, um, you become more aware of every little instant. And actually, I think the important part of playing this game of life is really to become more and more aware every day to whatever action we do, because every action that we do uh, and that people can see comes from another action, actually another habit of our thoughts. And the thoughts are kind of leading our actions. And yeah, I think that it was a very good idea that today we chose to speak about your injury, because it's not something that, yeah, it's not something uncommon. Yeah.
yeah,
It can be a small injury, it can be a bigger injury, but whatever injury, if you're still breathing, there is very good chance that you recover and
yeah,
you can recover in much faster time when you are going deeper inside yourself, and you are layering. Yeah, you are working on these onion layers, as you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No, and it's crazy because like I saw the X-ray, the doctor showed me the X-ray from right after surgery. You can see the crack is maybe like I don't know, like the scale is not to, but anyways, the crack was like this big, and then
okay.
last week the crack was smaller. So like
Wow.
you could see a bit of growth at 4 weeks. And
The bone is
yeah, it's
rebuilding.
healing. Yeah, I mean, you can still
Yeah.
see there's a crack there, but there was enough healing where the doctor was said, okay, yeah, now you can start to put weight on it. So
On it.
this is good, 2 weeks sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then it'll allow me to go back to my place because my place doesn't have
Oh,
an elevator.
yeah, we didn't mention. Yeah, we didn't mention. Let's people know you could not go
Yeah,
back to your place after the
right,
surgery because
right. No elevator, and I'm on the second floor, and yeah, it was just not possible to access my place. I was so unprepared for the surgery because when I was going to the hospital, I uh, in my head it's like it's fine, it's just a sprain. Like she's my physio, she's overreact because I could still walk. That's the thing. Like everything that I've read about ankle fractures and if you fracture a bone is you should not be able to walk more than 4 steps or put weight on it. Well, I was walking up the stairs, walking down the stairs. Like that's the thing. Like it's just bizarre how like it was broken and I was still able to put weight on it and even
yeah,
balance on my right leg. So I don't know. But yeah, so I haven't been back to my place since the 10th of March. No, yeah, 10th of March. So what is today? The whatever the
13th
date
of
is.
April now.
Yeah,
13th of
13th of
April today.
April. Yeah, so it's I've
Yeah,
been in a hotel, and getting room service and because I'm here by myself, I don't really have any family out here. So yeah. Um, but
yeah.
the fact that I'm able to start put weight and then the doctor said I transition to one crutch next week. So that's
Okay,
more better, means I can put more weight. So on the 28th, I think I'll see the 28th. I think I'll head back to my place because then I'll have had a week of walking on one crutch. So I'll be even that much stronger and, able
yeah.
to
And you will
navigate.
tell us more. You will let
Yeah,
us
yeah,
know.
yeah. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that that was a very good chat, very good conversation today. Would you like to
Yeah.
add something more, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean like for anyone that's going through an injury where like, you have to pause and you have your ability to walk taken away from you, like it's not the end of the world, and you're going to gain a lot
Mm,
of perspective, and you'll realize a lot of things you took for granted. Like for me, it was just like, oh, I can walk upstairs or run upstairs. Like I
yeah,
always did that. I've never not skipped a step going up the stairs. Now like when I go up the stairs and it's like I have to be super conscious of crutch, weight, and I do it supervised with the physio. Um, or yeah, it just you're gonna gain a lot of perspective and um,
yeah,
enjoy the time to really focus on yourself. So yeah,
absolutely. And after all that he has said, remember that when you work on your subconscious level, it's always better than to just, stay there and wait for everything to get fixed by itself. It will
exactly.
take longer, it will be heavier, and it will be, and you will not learn actually because this is what it was for me. It took so long for me to realize that it was an incredible, amazing lesson, that accident, actually.
Yeah,
So instead of focusing on the accident, you can start focusing on yourself and
exactly.
to reprogram maybe yourself in a much, much better way, starting from the subconscious. Okay, so as I said in the beginning, I will put all in the description how you can reach me or Zander. And thank you again. We will
Oh
see
yeah.
soon.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
Zander is not so busy lately, he agreed to to be with me on these lives more often.
Yeah,
And yeah, so just enjoy your evening, because I know it's evening for you. And
yeah,
I wish everybody else also a good evening, day, night, whatever, wherever you are in the world. And we'll talk soon.
yeah. Sounds